Okay, so the recording started. Let me share the minutes here. Okay, can you see the agenda?
Yes.
Indeed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so today is September 1st for the microprofile. This is our regular Hangout. And as always, please help out with keeping track of the minutes and log your own attendance. Has anybody posted this to the chat yet? There we go. Yeah, you know, when you're hosting, all the windows are in different locations. Okay, so
I feel your pain.
What's that?
I feel your pain.
Yeah, yeah. You're probably a little more used to it. I haven't run one of these for a while. So, okay. So a normal Hangout, then normally we go through stuff related to the releases, but we did the M1 release a couple weeks ago, and so I'm not aware of anything related to releases coming up. Anybody have anything that they want to add?
Kevin, this is Amelia. No, we don't have anything else. What we thought is that we will be done with the working group by the end of this month and have the main release MP4 out the beginning of October or similar. So I think everything else is on hold while we do this, and I hope we are on time. In the meantime, everything in microprofile Twitter is going every 2 weeks. The link to get is going out as a reminder that we have the release, the milestone is out. And I think Edwin posted something super cool that the Twitter microprofile was able to retweet this morning about this is what is coming in MP4. And Edwin, that was awesome, by the way.
No problem. Just doing my job.
Yeah, because you're there. So that was pretty cool. Go ahead, Kevin. This is the only feedback.
Okay, thanks. Okay, next item then, marketing. I guess someone was just updating this as we were talking.
That was me, Ryan.
We should write no agenda items and releases, just to make sure.
Yep, I was getting there. I just wanted to get the next item going.
Okay, sorry about that.
Okay, Ryan?
Hello, everybody. So, I mean, this is following we discussed it last week. Some adjustments were made to the homepage today from the ticket. If you go to microprofile.io, it's live there. The only discussion, this is the first stage until we decide what's the next steps to improve it. But at least it's moving forward.
Pull it up?
I'm not sharing screen, but.
So, not the issue.
Not the issue, just the homepage, yeah. So if you go down.
We never updated this for the M1 release. Okay.
Are we waiting for an image to show up? Why is there so much white space there in the top?
Yeah, there should be an image. It was there earlier. It's there.
Ah,
I think it's just slow because of the meeting.
Okay, where did you want to go on this page, Ryan?
So, I mean, this is what we discussed. It's been updated, these two cards. And then if you go farther down, and some cards have been removed. But on the bottom, you'll find the company logos. But from here in the marketing call, we're talking about adjustments for future microprofile working group and how it would work with these logos being presented on the website. And I just wanted to bring it up and get more clarity on how that should go or will go or when it should be updated or if. Amelia, do you want to chime in on
Yeah.
this?
So Atlanta Jack and Elastic Jags, Elastic logos have been updated. Usually we would have used a ticket to ask each company to send us the logos, and we can do that later, but this was like just needed for this presentation. Ryan, really good job on the cleanup. One of the things that we know, if we're able to make, and after today that we submit the charter as a version V1, we have the date as October 1st for the microprofile working group. And that means that anyone that signs up, now we have 5 partners and a few others are still tackling the final things to be able to join and hopefully match that deadline. Even if you come and join a little bit later, it's fine, we will add you. But everyone else will be removed from this. We have currently Jelastic, Atlanta Jag, Tommy Tribe, IBM, and Red Hat. Minimum 5 to get out of incubation. On September 30th, this will be updated to match anyone that have agreed, informally cemented to say, hey, yeah, we are part of microprofile under the working group. That's it.
So related to that though, I mean, we've got the microprofile projects that people have been participating on in various, specifications and implementations. And that's kind of, it's related definitely, but that's different from the working group. So you're saying that the working group is going to be taking over this website?
No, it's part of it. Like we have the guest list, the guest membership that can add anyone that is actively working in the APIs, because during the conversations about inviting many members to join the working group, many said, no, I would like to continue contributing my developers to the APIs, to the specifications, but I don't want to pay Eclipse or microprofile anything on that side. I want to commit into resources. Those are what I call, biasly here, guest members, because they are doing things, they are contributing. However,
Okay.
Do you see what I mean? We have 3 layers of membership that are the committers, the orgs, and the guests. And I believe that it's so smart for us to acknowledge those ones that only commit, and it's the most important, resources and code, or any type of contributions.
Yeah, okay. So that's very similar to what we've done with Jakarta EE, where it kind of highlights the different membership levels and who's participating. Okay.
I would say we just table the logo conversation until we finalize the working group.
Right.
And then when we do, we just kind of come back to this page and put,
Layers.
members and guests, and they're just 2 sets of logos or something like that.
Yep. Okay.
And everyone's okay how it's set up right now for now?
It's great for now. There's nothing to adjust. We don't have a working group.
Perfect. That's all I wanted to make sure.
Kevin, you can just show once again the starter. Because
I would simply say we've typically added the logos to the end of the list rather than the middle or top, but just, small knit.
Sorry, Dave, you want it higher? Was it?
No. When new people have joined, we've typically appended to the list of logos rather than place them in spots in the middle.
So is there a way to do that? Obviously, when companies join, there's a corporate logo, but with individuals, and guests, does it make sense to be able to pull their Gravatar from GitHub or something to auto-populate there, so it's not a manual thing every time?
It will be automatic. Then I think we can do that via PR. The contributors page, we do that via Gets.
Show the contributors page.
Kevin, and I'm sorry we're destroying you all over.
No. So is the contributors this one you mean, David?
There you go.
Yes.
That might take a bit to load in, but there we go. But that's generated from Git.
Fair enough.
Looks like it might need some love and care.
Fair enough.
It was working perfectly yesterday.
Yeah.
So was it working on your machine?
Yeah.
It worked on my internet.
Yep.
It worked on my internet. Kevin, what's up with your internet?
I have fantastic connection, so it's not on my
No. This is a rendering issue. But anyway, if you scroll down, there's all the names of everybody who's committed to any project is there.
Yeah.
we have plus, it's like 90 or plus. Everyone that has submitted an issue, a PR, gets added here. If you have done anything for microprofile and use Git, you are here.
So anyway, looks like some love and care needs to happen to this page, but basically, it is live updated. That's one of the reasons it's flaky, because it is live updated with the current stats.
Mm-hmm.
So for this is not first time happened, like all the images disappeared. So is that our responsibility to do some loving care, right?
It's
Yeah.
probably a pipeline thing, right?
Well, right. So first of all, the person we had build this wrote it in Groovy. That was problem number one. Problem number two is he wrote it as a single page application that fetches the data live and only caches it for an hour. And when the hour is up, it literally deletes the data, and the first person to come to the page after the hour has to wait for it to fetch the data again. It's just written not right.
Right.
So the idea is good, but the code is flawed. So we would either need somebody who understands Groovy to help us fix this so that it at least keeps the data around, so it's not, flushing the cache, because that basically means on any given time it's going to be empty. It could use, if there's anybody out there who has any Groovy skills at all, excuse me, we can help, we can put you to use. So if there is, speak up and you can be a hero.
So I'm not going to mention that, our microprofile release Jenkins job is a Groovy script.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Who wrote that?
John Ammett.
Oh, well, that doesn't help.
Nope.
So we have the same issue there as well.
Yeah. So
Right.
I am by no means an expert, but yes, trying to dive into something like that to correct something, it's difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Luckily, sorry.
no, ideally we would replace it with something that's Java based that people can maintain.
I am pretty good at not necessarily Groovy, but cleaning up crap website projects. So if someone wants to shoot me a GitHub issue or something like that, I can start taking a look at it.
Sounds fantastic. I think there might be one, but if there isn't, I will make one, and I'll shoot it out to the list, and then you can just ask any kind of questions you want. And yeah, it would be a wonderful, there's a lot of really great ideas in there in the code. And the whole thing is really sort of designed to be, hey, let's make it so that project information can show up on the microprofile website by mining Git or by mining ASCII-doc files in the actual Git repos of the spec, such that like stuff just shows up on the website and the current list of contributors is there. And a lot of great ideas, but just the way it got done is a little flaky.
Yeah, I can take a look. Just shoot me a GitHub issue and I'll start being noisy on it.
Sounds awesome.
Summer, you're so amazing. David, can you use, do we use the marketing Git or do we use the general?
Well, there's a Git repo for this particular piece of infrastructure.
Yes, right.
There is a side note that it's not inside it's currently inside the microprofile org of GitHub, not inside the Eclipse org.
That's what I mean.
So we need to move it, but that's a totally different.
We don't need to wait, right?
Right. The repo, I think the repo for this is David, you are referring to is a microprofile-site, right?
Yeah, there's two repos, one for like the content and like configuration, and one for the code. It's kind of mixed together, but yeah, that's generally the one. There's two. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll have to go refresh my memory, write something up, and send it out to the list with the GitHub issue, and so Summers can dig in. And
you know what we need to do while we're at it? Let's send an email to Chris, the manager for Infra under Eclipse, and ask him what it will take for us to move this. Usually he is.
Well, hold on. I'm not advocating a Hugo move at this moment. Hugo doesn't support ASCII doc, and all this thing does, and all of our spec projects adopted ASCII doc. So it would be an even bigger change to go over to something like that. Doesn't mean we can't entertain it, just FYI, that's a pretty big investment. Might be easier just to fix what we got.
Noted. Okay.
So
Thanks,
back to the website. Kevin, can you still look at the, go to the main page, please.
Okay.
So Ryan, thanks for doing like a first phase. So for the next one, can you scroll down a little bit? Yeah. So so it's a next one. Yeah. Can you stop right there? Can you go up a little bit to show the previous page? Previous yeah.
This one?
Yeah. Just here.
Yeah.
So it's so next step is to make this box to be clickable, right? So when you click on the Open Tracing 1.3, so it can directly go to the Open Tracing 1.3 like a release.
Yep. Now,
so it's
take it to the GitHub repository or to the project?
Neither.
To the release, I think.
Yeah, I think we're discussing making a new page that's branded, that has, you know, like a short description of what open tracing is. Here's the download link for the specification, and maybe some short information on what's new.
Someone suggested it last time.
Right. So I think like for the next immediate kind of action, we could click the Open Tracing 1.3, directly point to Open Tracing 1.3 release. Basically, in that release, you can see the Java doc, you can see the spec PDF, HTML, and also short description. What about Open Tracing 1.3? And then and then when we have more bandwidth, and then we can come up, maybe you can do a kind of GitHub page or something like that. What do people think? At least I can do step by step.
I think it's too complex.
Well, no, I think it's fine to make a landing page per spec version. As long as the template is clear, Ryan basically would just copy paste and then add in the bullets, update the links.
Yeah.
Okay, but now
Are you saying this is going to be, each page is going to be, a detail page is going to be hosted on like a WordPress page?
Right.
Okay, okay.
It would just be a landing page for the specification.
And then with all the links and description and everything.
All the links would go elsewhere.
okay,
So every time there's a new release, this needs to be updated manually? And
I think that is problematic and not scalable. I already stated this before, and I will do so again. We need a link, and I believe that it's easier to click here and bring the link to either the code or the Git. To bring it to the Git will be preferable, because every Git project has a link that is fixed, and then in there it shows everything. I have a problem with anything that will require humans to utilize or to update, especially when we're talking about code. And if it was me doing the work, that would be a flat no. However, will we have other volunteers aside from Ryan that will want to join and do this? And if the answer is no,
Yeah, let Ed speak, or
Yeah,
I was trying. I think last time it was discussed that when we generate it from GitHub pages, you can generate it from the project, so there's less manual work involved then. So that would be a nice solution, I guess.
Yeah. So the site project that's written in Groovy that we were just discussing could be improved to replace. If we did make a manual page, the long-term plan could be to get all that metadata from the project repo itself and from GitHub, right? The short-term thing could be we just make it manually so we can get something we like, and then we figure out how to make it automatically.
Yeah.
So it could
how
live in
often have you-
could live in WordPress for a short period of time, but the long-term plan would be we get someone volunteers to code up the page basically from the metadata that's available.
And how often does these these pages updated?
3 times a year, and
then that's fine. It's nothing
yeah,
crazy. It
yeah,
takes a
exactly.
while.
That's why I suggest the most pragmatic thing is to not make it a coder task, because I know we've had very low luck of getting help on website stuff from a code perspective. Kevin, I think you've been trying to say something.
Yeah, a couple of things. One thing, like you guys just said, this particular section of this page, that gets updated with each release. So like you said, 3 times a year is what our, past record has been. So each of these blocks will be updated 3 times a year. And so we could have it more specific to the release that is being referenced, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Right. And that would be really great.
In this week,
Go ahead, Emily.
sorry, the thing is, because we only do 3 releases, the important thing is to make this useful, and like this is a kind of single point landing page, so people interested in this release and click this one and go to particular kind of specification version they are interested. So I think I advocate to have this having more information.
Right, and in this regard, they're not always getting not all of them get updated. So for what's on screen is basically, we would see that for microprofile 3.3, Ryan would have to create via copy paste and then update with whatever information the developers give 5 of the specifications. So he would have copy pasted fault tolerance 2.0 to 2.1. He'd do the update. He'd paste in whatever description they gave for the release, probably going to be like a bulleted list or something along the lines. And he would do that again for metrics 2.3, 1.4, config 1.4, health 2.2, but he would not need to update OpenAPI 1.1, Open Tracing 1.3, CDI 2, or any of that stuff, because it's not being changed. So the microprofile 3.3 release would involve a page dedicated to microprofile 3.3 that looks similar to this, but with some other information. The clickable links would then all refer to the specification that goes. So there would be 5 specs plus the microprofile 3.3. That'd be 6 pages he'd have to update.
All right, as long as we have some sort of template for everyone to give me properly. I'm not hunting people down, because with the releases comes also the social media updating this website and everything. So it does not. I mean, 3 times a year, it's fine.
And to be honest, updating WordPress is not entirely difficult if it's a copy paste. So it could be the kind of thing where you get them started and say, here's your page. Can you fill your description in on yourself?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
you need to be an editor to do that. So
I don't know if they're trustable enough for that.
Right. So I will talk to you offline, Ryan, for the link bit, and then we can bring here for more conversation.
Okay, why don't we work together and make up pretty much that one first page, so people can see kind of where the standard is or where we're going, and then get the feedback, and then that'll be kind of the standard template for all the rest.
for this one, do you think we should create a new Git ticket? The one that we did for the inventory, I think we can close that one, Ryan, because we just launched the cleanup. That was the cleanup, the phase one. And then we don't have to, we have phase 2 and 3, but let's not go into that. Let's create a new ticket where we do the particular card because it's very focused.
Sure.
I mean,
Ticket for a
That would be my
version
recommendation.
detail.
This is my recommendation. Close the ticket that we have for the phase 1 because we have completed it. And then let's do a small ticket on this card and just say, you know, it's IPIs.
Yep.
Yeah, we need to take it for a spec version detail page.
Yes. And if you and Emily can own that, that would be amazing. Just, you know.
So, Emily, my notes here, are you going to take care of creating that issue?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will create an issue and then I will kind of maybe next week I will talk with Brian offline and we'll do something.
Yeah.
Sounds
You
good.
can talk over the ticket too. That's better. You know, if you file the
Yeah.
ticket, the conversation there on the ticket.
Yeah.
That is what we have done, actually.
Yep. So, Emily, did you have another item on this page? Or was it just?
No, that's it. Oh, yeah. So for this one, the macro profile 3.3, maybe we should make it clickable as well. The macro profile, and then can directly link to the 3.3 kind of release.
Yeah, I think that's what David was mentioning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there would be a spec page for all the specs, including the microprofile 3.3 spec.
Yeah, within the website.
So there might be actually kind of two templates, one for the microprofile spec because it kind of rolls up other specs. Then the other specs are a little bit more independent, so they don't necessarily have to reference other specs.
And David,
Yeah.
When making the 3.3 or say the next one's 4, would we make copy the page, change the information, but still keep, microprofile release 3.3 /3.3 and then just have it still on the website or just update?
We would leave the old release pages there.
So keep them
Here's
piling up.
when I'm looking at this page and it says no change from last version, that looks like a perfect place to have a hot link and it would take you to the previous version.
Super awesome, Kevin. Like,
Sounds
that's
great.
perfect.
Yeah.
Let's write that down, guys. Like, really.
Yeah. So in this way, like we only keep one page. In this way, this page is the front page is won't scroll forever. So in this way, if we do a 4.0 and then no change from last version, in this case we still have some place basically, and then you can click no change from last version, go to 3.3, and then you click this no change from last version to 3.2, right? So basically it's
Yeah, right. So we would have on the website, basically our history of all the different releases.
Archives. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, we are at 11:32, so I'm matching time with Kevin. One thing I want to say is there is a ticket that Vince created under marketing about the Duke. Kevin, if you go up, Duke, the design, the logo, and we still, I think Vince and Ed from Oracle are figuring out if we can still use this banner or if we need to remove the Java. And we have not been able to get that response. So this will continue to stay as it is until that ticket gets resolved.
Okay.
So
That's I'm sorry, that's my fault. I screwed it up. It's sitting in my inbox.
I did poke Ed. I poked. I think I sent you a note. I poked.
I'll get it fixed.
Well, you know what her name is because I put it in the email. I'm just blanking right now for some reason.
Yep.
However, if there's an issue, I do have a workaround. See that Java logo, the little cup? So interestingly, the font is available on fonts.com, okay? Or any font page. Put in Java font and you can download it for free. The Java coffee cup thing, I actually have licensed a version of this from Adobe Stock Images. It's called Java Icon. Now it's slightly different, obviously. If there was an instance where Oracle objected to all of this, and we did want to use the coffee cup somewhere, I have a licensed image of it. All we need to do is, I mean, the image is, again, it's a licensed version. All we need to do is change the colors, the hex colors, by like a point or two, and it's a different color, although you don't really notice. So what I'm trying to make is there is a workaround if Oracle objects to this branding usage, if we want to use that kind of Java coffee cup icon.
You're amazing, Vince. And Ed, do you hear that? We have a way around.
Let's work the channels and see if we can get it.
I think
we were given an award.
Yeah, I don't see why.
I don't know why that would be.
I don't know why. I don't know why. But you know, things are a little. I mean, there's been a new CMO at Oracle and everything in the last year, so things are strange there right now. Ed,
I got buried in other things. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
It's my fault.
No worries, man.
No apologies necessary.
No
We're neck deep in a Jakarta E9 release.
No.
Okay.
There is no fault, but I just had to point this out because it's an awesome ticket, and we are not changing anything until we know. And it's a really good call out of Vince to say, we need to check that out because change of management. So might as well be educated about this. So Kevin, can we go into working? Is there anything else? We are horrible. 5 minutes in.
I'm trying to cut you off, Amelia, but okay. Okay, so I think we're done with this page, right? Good.
Yep.
Okay, so getting back to this, the last 25 minutes we've got on the working group. Now, we've got the draft charter that we've been working on, and Amelia, I see that you put some questions in here. So are these questions not, yeah, I don't think all of these are in the charter.
No, can we just open the charter? There are 2 adjustments in the charter, and we can submit it as it is right now, like today. That's the plan. There are just, I added, we need to delete the Eclipse from the first one. I'm not sure why. Someone continues to add that, so delete.
Yeah,
and then
so
at the bottom.
Just a quick comment here. The reason I didn't just accept them, the Eclipse really, it's been there since day one, and we've just never caught it.
Maybe.
It's on the front page of the website. It literally says Eclipse microprofile on the microprofile.io website. And
well, yeah, we do. We have to do that now until we become a working group.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So, okay, so
yeah.
I will accept that.
Mm-hmm.
And the next one. Okay, Wayne put one in.
I know, that's good.
Oh, okay. I think
That's good.
okay.
Yeah, that's good. We have this consent naming. There.
Another Eclipse one.
This was inserted recently. That is nothing else. Paul's, what?
Yeah. Yeah, so he pinged me directly about this one, and I asked him to put it into the charter itself so that, you know, it's coming from him and not just through me. So basically, he's just indicating that, like, if we look at the Jakarta EE working group, it is spelled out as far as, you know, the election time period and when each of these roles, you know, run from April 1st to March 31st. And so I think adding that type of information, I think, is fine.
Sure.
Yeah, but we are using microprofile is using January 1st to December 31st. And if we
no, you see that's different.
Yeah. We would need to start.
January 1st is for the fees, and the election period that Eclipse has used for all of their different elections is April 1st to March 31st.
Ah, you are talking about for the corporate members that add one committer.
No, this is for the committee representative.
Rep.
Yeah, for election. In the past, Paul White, I think he commented, asked how many these committee elections, how many committee members do we want?
Right. And I think what we had put in here somewhere is we said at least one, because
Oh, I
actually
see.
that's what the Jakarta EE one does, and that gives
Right.
us the leeway to expand it if we want to in the future.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
you know,
Okay.
if we stick with one first just to get through this, and then we determine that we want 2 or 3 depending on how many projects we get, I think that would be great. But at least by saying at least one, then that gives us one.
Flexibility.
Yeah, yeah.
But you
Yeah.
see, let me push this again. Paul here says that we can choose any term. Do you see any term? I am recommending that microprofile chooses January 1st to December 31st. It is
Why don't we just do, I mean, first of all, if we're operational by like October 1st, we're going to need a representative on October 1st. So any date that isn't the date of the working group start, then that means we're going to have to run 2 elections this year or in the first 12 months. Does that make sense to everyone? It's a lot, seems like a little bit of overhead. Like
Yeah.
probably we should just do it when the thing starts.
okay, October 1st.
And what
Yeah,
if
sounds good.
and what if we cannot
Well,
start on October 1st? Just
We
a
are starting.
theoretical question, because is then this date wrong and is that not valid, or what happens then? So I can see your point, David, that we should have only one, but can we say now already the exact date?
Well, I think that we would put down optimistically, say October 1st, and it may end up that we are started by October 1st, and then the person serves for 12 months. It may be we start in November, and then they serve for 11 months.
Yeah, okay, like that. Yeah, okay.
So in the bottom, we already used October 1st. So maybe that is even better. I didn't even remember that the fiscal year for microprofile and the fees is, you know, I wanted to match it, but then we do have 3 months to go. So October 1st to September 30th, to September 30th. That's it.
So, okay, just be aware. I mean, the process, you know, you're supposed to have a period of time where you allow for nominations of people, and then you have to have the vote afterwards. So if we, you know, declaring October 1st, I mean, there's no way we're going to have anything done by then. So I'm just kind of wondering why we're pushing this so hard.
Oh, I was not attempting to push hard. I was just trying to come up with something that would not set us up to have to do 2 elections within the span of like 3 months or 4
Okay.
months or the first 6 months.
Right. Do we
So
have
November
to
1st,
put
it's fine.
right? Do we have to put the term in the charter
Yes.
at all?
Yes.
Yeah, we just need to have it clear when what the dates are.
So if microprofile will become, hopefully microprofile will become active in October 1st. That means if we put November 1st to October 31st, then that matches. It will give us a 1 month leeway to make this part operational.
Okay, maybe first year, like as David say, kind of the elected committee representative, maybe have a shorter serving month.
I don't think we need to write a comment in there. I think we just need to pick dates and put them in there.
I know we don't have the wording and the proper location. I don't have off the top of my head. If someone,
Oh, Paul put it right there. We can just grab it. That whole thing that he quoted, we just grab it, copy, paste it in there.
yeah, I know. I don't know that this is where it goes.
No, it goes there. But
No,
wait.
yeah, if you copy it, we can find it in the doc. There you go.
Yep.
Copy it and you scroll down, I think. No. Oh, wait.
Nope.
Up then?
Voting.
Oh, terms and dates.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
He just put it in the below, but it's another paragraph. And let's do, I think November 1st, just to give us leeway. If we are done earlier, it's fine.
You know, the only trick about November 1st, like I'll say, is just that if by chance we are operational October 1st, we won't have the ability to include any representatives in any votes that happen from October 1st to November 1st.
So then let's go with October 1st. I think that it's fine to be a little bit late, but be positive with, we are saying the microprofile will be active on October 1st. And I push for October 1st just because it's smart. If it takes us 2 weeks to a month to get this done, so be it, but at least we're not 1 month behind. It is always better to be a little bit earlier in this manner, you know, just.
I don't know. I think we are all being a little bit optimistic, but
I don't think it's optimistic. I don't want to have a situation where we can't be deemed actually operational because we haven't carried out the elections and we're not fully formed.
Well, no, because we were fully functional with Jakarta EE and we didn't have any elected committers until April.
I think we appointed somebody.
So we could do that too. I mean,
the other thing is if depend on how do we elect this. If we ask Eclipse Foundation to help us to do the election, maybe it's easier to stay with their term, like April 1st to March 31st, and then we continue appoint somebody in the interim.
I think you know, anytime that they would get overloaded because they have, I don't know that everybody's using that term of those dates, you know, but also, you know, in terms of workload, it is easier to fan things out.
Yeah. And also we did say that we will choose our voting. One of the things that we need to remember is that this microprofile wants to pay to use the Eclipse computer system. I think we could run it ourselves and run it like how we did the pull versus push, but run it in private mode because people are voting, right? And then disclose all the results. One of the things that I don't like, and I will be very blunt about the committers or the voting system in Eclipse, is that you don't even get a percentage. And to get a percentage, you have to ask so hard. There is no transparency on what is happening, and the Jakarta side and a few other projects suffer from that. Microprofile, if we own it, we don't have to pay for the fee. We can control and have as much transparency of who got how many votes. We can be as transparent as the JCP elections are. And we should strive for that, and instead of diminishing the power of transparency on how we do things. And that is my vote on this matter. This is why the dates do not matter in my mind, because it is up to us to choose when we become operational in the level of October 1st or September 30th. We can do January 1st, but that it will be overload. But I do believe that we need to use our own system, and the charter has that microprofile, we choose the system in which to operate.
So a couple of things. I mean, me personally, I don't understand why we would want to reinvent the wheel if they already have the things in place. But I can kind of understand your transparency issue. The other thing though that I am wondering about with the voting, the last time we did that push versus pull, I think it was Rudy that brought up, or someone did, that, you know, maybe they were swayed by some of the votes coming in. So how do we prevent that? We don't have any mechanism in place to have a totally private vote.
Yeah, it was indeed me, but who made that comment. But as I understand, Amelia was saying that we could have some kind of voting mechanism where we send our votes in, but at the end, everyone gets to see who voted what, so that it is completely open, who voted for a certain option or whatever. But I agree that we should not have the voting visible during the voting period, because that could influence people a lot, in my opinion.
Rudy, I think it was you and Bill who said this, and I do agree on that. And what I was thinking is we can bring the process that is voting, microprofile voting, -- and then we do a Google group that is private, and then it can be managed by either the steering committee, and we will do the private tally, right? And then just share the final account, and that is super easy to own. Then we will save money.
Yeah. I don't think that's private though, because if you're going to do it in a Google group, whoever is allowed to post to that group is going to have access to find out what everybody else voted.
No, what I'm talking about is you can be part of a Google group without having access to the content. You can send, it can receive responses. This new email will only receive responses and will not provide public data. Do you see what I mean? It will be something that you just send information.
Yeah, I understand what you're requesting, but I don't think that Google groups provide anything like that. Maybe I'm wrong, but.
So someone needs to find out if that's the case, or any other system then that we can use.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
does someone want to take an action item?
Well,
who wants to do that?
I'll be biased because I think we should just stick with the one provided by Eclipse Foundation. So
it doesn't have transparency. It doesn't have the transparency microprofile has.
Rudy, did you want to take an action item to see if there's a voting mechanism that we could use generally, not just for committer elections, but just for all matters, so that your concerns that were raised can get addressed?
I can have a look, and not that I have that much time, but
sure.
I can see what I can come up with, and I can, if not, then I put it back in the group by next week.
Okay.
And Rudy,
wonderful. Thank you.
And Rudy, it doesn't matter if it's paid, because microprofile will have a budget. Even if it's paid, we want to know the options. So you can go open source and paid.
Okay, will do.
Thanks, dude.
Kevin, you want to write that action item down in the minutes?
No.
Kevin, you can run it and you can put it in the front. Just after the draft, there, yes. Immediately there, like a new item and. Mm-hmm.
Quotes and volunteered.
I think he was pressured, but that's okay.
You know what? At least everything is public and recorded. And Rudy, you are awesome. You're like, yeah, I'm not going to spend a lot of time, but I can check.
It's also known as voluntold.
Well, that is what we do. If you show up to this call, you are going to be thrown under.
Well, I mean, if you give feedback, then, you know, like, we just need people to help pursue it, right? So
yeah, microprofilers. Let's go back to the draft. So then Kevin, what I did is I added the full name of October 1st to September 30th.
I already took them.
That's it. I think that covers it.
Okay. I'm still gonna. Okay, and then that final thing about trying to submit it.
Yeah, so we have it like dated for September 1st. September 1st, and I think this is done.
Let's get going. Let's do it.
Hey,
I have a request. Yeah, I have a request for this one. Because we do think we're converted it into V1, and that was a great call out from John. Can we submit the draft using the forum with Paul, with the Eclipse EMO? You know, so whenever, you know, Paul add it and say completed and converted into V1 and ready for acceptance. Eclipse has been helping us, and no more privacy. Can you just submit it via the forum and just make it so that if it gets denied or something, everyone gets that answer publicly? Or if it has more comments.
I mean, I think it'll be fine, right? So We've
Well, I
had
mean,
so many reviews.
The thing is that we have in that
All
email.
right, let Kevin talk.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so we can definitely post the final version, but the submission process for a working group is through an Eclipse Foundation process. So we do have to put it out there. It will then be public and open for, you know, additional suggestions and modifications as needed.
Wonderful.
So,
Yeah, when we submitted, the thing is that if we use the forum, and I know the internals, but when we use the forum, as I said in the forum thread, I said we need to say we have the minimum 5 required to come out of level 2 of the stage or phases of working group under the Eclipse Foundation. So in that message, when we send it in the public, it said microprofile has secured at least 5 and more coming in. Right now, September 1st, we believe that version 1 is completed, and just submit with Paul added in the 2 and then microprofile, because that states that now we have done the bare minimum, and we even have the draft for the budget, the marketing. We need to work on that, but we cannot even start that work
Separate
until
issues.
it's approved.
Yep.
So we just need to move on.
Yep.
So John, Kevin, are you on that task?
yeah, don't know, is John, or you? I don't know if you're still on.
Someone trying to talk.
But anyway, between John and myself, yes, we will take care of submitting this.
Today, right?
Wow, it's done. Cool.
Yeah.
Can everyone applause? I mean, seriously. And we don't even say this. The proxy was debunked. That is erroneous, the information that we had.
Let's not.
So let's move on.
Let's
We will
not
fix it
dig into
later.
that. Let's
Yeah,
just let
we
it
will
go.
fix it later. We just don't care. Let's submit it.
Let's let that go.
Yes.
Let's celebrate. Let's forget
Exactly.
it.
Exactly.
Everyone.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, great journey. So, yeah, thank you to everybody.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
So awesome. I think we should end the call right now. It's just such a good thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Can we do this?
And with a hi, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
exactly.
Emily, can we go? Kevin, can we just go? This is like so amazing. Let's just end it.
Wrap on a high note. Are there any other items for us today?
The first round of surveys is on me.
Oh,
Nice.
no, they're not items. They're not items, but there is no time, so we can work on it next week, right? So let's do that next week in the working group call. Simple.
I have added a suggestion to the releases part, if it's still for the. I thought if we want to get the release candidate out as possible when the working group is formed, I can already create a PR with the changes prepared, so that we can then immediately merge as soon as possible whenever we can, and then don't have to make the changes afterwards.
So
Sounds great.
Edwin, one thing on that release is that you know the name is microprofile. So now everything needs to be adjusted, and you know how we're changing the name in the Jakarta with Jakarta E9, and how many things are being delayed because of overlooks. We need to adjust that. So if you and others are working on that, it needs to be microprofile, and all of it needs to be changed.
Yeah,
right?
so everything Eclipse microprofile has to become microprofile, right?
Yes, it has all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
I will
go for
try.
it.
Yeah, I will do my best to find everything that is, like mentioned it.
And Edwin, if you can tweet and show the get and what you're doing, let's retweet to you, because that is awesome. And you can say we need more contributors, more microprofilers, so we can push that. And instead of creating cards, just push it. That would be super fun. I really like what I saw this morning. I was like, that's amazing. You see, it's like so cool.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Kevin, can we go?
Yeah, I don't care. No, this is good. This is good.
Let's end on a high note.
Okay. Anything else? You know, minor items that anyone wants to bring up.
Just wanted to ask real quick. I've noticed in some of the emails and the forum over the past few months about open tracing being dropped in favor of open telemetry, but that was going to be pushed back some. Is that still true? This is more for curiosity.
Yeah, open tracing is still in the microprofile.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything recently, so.
Yeah, and
it's still
that whole alignment with open telemetry and all that, that's still an open discussion.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we have not even started. Once it gets here, then the discussion starts. But really good question, because there is metrics, there is that. It's like, oh, let's not go there.
Okay.
I just.
It's like all calls, all topics are welcome, but that one is like, oh no.
Okay.
Let's go back. We finished a charter. It's going to be submitted today. Can we go back to that in a class?
Cheers.
Okay. Sounds
Thank
good.
you.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Oh.
Thanks. So awesome.
Thank you so much,
All right,
everybody.
guys. Yeah, take care, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.